Hi, I'm Stephen Cuomo, founder and executive producer of Santa Fe Fashion Week. I produce fashion shows, I produce fashion vlogs, and I want to do for fashion what Anthony Bourdain did for food. So thank you for following us on our journey. Today we have Joe with us, and you worked the background and now you actually signed with an agent.
Yes.
And this video is really towards people who want to move to New Mexico to become an actor. So can you tell us a little bit about your journey?
Sure. So I started out working background, and basically I worked on Breaking Bad. I was a stand-in, and then I was actually the stand-in and the photo double for Bryan Cranston. I used to have a shaved head, a little brown goatee. So anyway, I worked that way. I also worked on background on several other shows that came here to town.
Cool. So this location here is actually Los. How do you pronounce it?
So it's Los Pollos Hermanos,
Which means
the Chicken Brothers.
Okay, fantastic.
And that was a key place in Breaking Bad series. It's where Walt met Gus Fring, who was the head drug kingpin, basically.
Very cool. Very
So,
cool. So you're saying you worked his background, then you kind of went to the next level. You did some stand-in for Breaking Bad. And
Right.
then, can you give some advice to people who have never worked in background as far as etiquette and things of that nature?
yeah, so basically, if you're going to work background, the main thing you want to be is professional. You want to show up on time. When I say on time, you want to be 10 minutes early. You don't want to be late. That you do that, they're not going to hire you again. They're going to pay you for a day. A day is usually 12 to 14 hours. So you expect to work 12 to 14 hours. You're going to sit there, you can read a book, you can do whatever. They're going to call you when they need you. Basically, and just be quiet, because they're trying to shoot something. You can't be having a big conversation. And they'll call you when you need you. You go out, you do your thing, you come back, sit down. And they feed you really well, and
Yeah.
it's really a good thing.
So oftentimes, because I've done background and stand-in, so you'll get there. There might be wardrobe. They might say bring some stuff, or they might put you through wardrobe. They might put you through makeup.
Exactly.
Right. So when they say to be there by a certain call time, that, like I said, 10, 15 minutes early, and then they'll put you through all that as needed.
That is correct. And you usually get to eat breakfast before you even go on.
Very cool. So tell us about, so we actually met in acting school.
We did.
So you and I go way back.
We did.
So tell us, did you always want to become an actor, and if so, how did background come into that?
Yeah, so it was my dream from a little kid. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be an actor, but I didn't know how to go about it. And then I saw a thing about they were shooting something actually in Las Vegas, New Mexico, the original Red Dawn with Patrick Swayze.
Oh, very cool.
So I went, and you don't have to audition. I just went in there. They took my picture. They called me back. They made me a Russian soldier.
Very nice.
So I was up on Johnson's Mesa. I did that. I loved it so much that I went to UNM to become an actor.
Okay.
Well, while I was in UNM, I kind of switched gears and I became a filmmaker. I shot stuff, I edited, I directed. I really liked that. I still wanted to be an actor, but I went that other way.
Right.
But then as I got older, that acting thing was still there. I still wanted to do it. And I didn't know how to get into it, so I started background. And background put me back on set. I went, wow, I love being on set.
Right.
So when I started on Wildfire, and then I did every show that came along, I got at least a day or two or even a week on it.
So what was that journey for you, going from background to stand-in? Because that is kind of a step up in a way, right?
So the thing I was talking about, professionalism, they'll get to know you if you show up on time. Bring a pen with you so you can, because you're going to fill out stuff. Bring your clothes if they tell you to bring clothes. And just be responsible. Don't make any fuss on it. Don't go talk to the actors. Don't do anything like that. And they'll get to know you. And then they asked me if I wanted to be a stand-in. And I said, sure. So I was a stand-in on a show called Let Me In. It was a movie. And I also was a body double on that. And so that was 2 steps up above background, basically, or I got paid a little more. And then the Breaking Bad thing came about.
So for Bryan Cranston, for people that don't understand what a stand-in is, can you kind of explain what a stand-in does?
Sure, Steve. So what a stand-in does is the actor has to go through a lot of motions, and they have to set lights, they have to do this, they have to do that, set cameras, get the focus points. So what a stand-in does is a stand-in, before the actor's actually out there, he goes out and does the things the actor's going to do. And the director looks at it through the camera, sees what it's going to look like, how he wants his framing. They light it. This way the actor, the high-paid actor, doesn't have to stand out there all this time doing this stuff.
Right.
So you do all that
So he's
for
in the
him.
trailer, going
Yes.
over his lines, possibly getting into character.
Exactly. He's getting ready while you're doing this. Then they bring him out, and he does the exact same thing after they already have everything lined up and ready to go.
And I've noticed when I'm standing, you're working a lot more directly with the director and whatnot, right? Because as a background, you could really be just in the background.
Yes.
But you are actually taking direction from the director, right?
You-
Because a lot of times you're going through the motions. There's going to be some walking and whatnot.
Right. I love stand-in way more than background. I mean, I love background too, but stand-in, you get to sit in Video Village half the time, or you get to sit, sometimes even with the actors, you get to sit right there with
Right.
them. You get to know the actors because you're right there talking to them, and they're saying, you're right there, and you're right. The director, the main director, he's going to direct you and tell you what to do and that kind of thing.
Right. And so I noticed when I was extra background, sometimes there's 100 of us, and you could kind of disappear a little bit and mess around a bit. But when you're a stand-in, you got to be at the ready.
Yeah, you got to be at the ready.
Right, because what do they call that? The eight. You got the eight.
Yeah, first team, second team.
First team, second.
And when they call, you have to be there.
The first team would be the.
That's
the main character.
The main characters.
The main actor, and then the second team they call you up to do
right.
the
exactly.
setting up with the sound and lighting and whatnot.
And people don't realize how much per minute it costs to make a film. They're paying every single person there per minute.
So it's not time to horse around. You need to be there.
Yeah, when they call you, you better be there, and you got to get there, do what they tell you to do, so they can get the lights set, get the camera set, so you can get out, so the actor can come on and do his thing.
Very cool. And then you went from background to stand-in to we met in acting school, and now, what was it like finding an agent?
So basically, there's about 3-4 agents in town. They're all good.
SAG agents.
Exactly. And I didn't really pursue an agent. What I did was I was just going along doing independent films, doing different things, and taking classes all the time, just learning as much as I can. That's the thing. If you want to be an actor, you have to keep taking classes and keep learning. There's all different things to learn. So anyway, I happened to be at a class with a guy, and he actually introduced me to his agent, Tina, and recommended me, and so Tina Presley's my agent, and that's how I got to.
So networking and being out there and putting yourself out there, and obviously if you were, again, I use the word screwing up, but if you're screwing off an acting class, that guy would never recommend you for an agent. So just the fact that he's probably, the agent respected him, and then coming from that person saying, hey, you should talk to Joe.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's why you never know who you're in class with or on set with. Mm-hmm. So you always want to be respectful. You always want to do the right thing. You always want to be on, and because they'll remember it.
Right.
If you were a screw up, they might be the guy that can recommend you or not.
Or kill your career.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Well, cool. So any other advice before we go on to our next segment?
No, just what I said. Just learn, do whatever you can. Get on set. You'll know if you like it or not. If you're there 14 hours and it's the worst 14 hours of your life, forget about it. But if you love it, then go on to it. If you want to go on to be an actor, then take classes and get to know people. Network is the biggest thing. Just network. The more people you know, the more opportunities you'll have.
So being an actor is almost like a paid internship in a way.
It is.
Because you're learning the ropes and you're learning the jargon of being on set.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Very cool. So I created a New Mexico Actors Guide to help people when they move to New Mexico to find extras casting, New Mexico film news, different SAG agents, SAG-AFTRA agents. So follow us along as we go on to the next segment.